Here I want to take a look at an application of a quadratic where they give me the function right up front. Okay, it says the percentage of cars sold in the U.S. that are imported are modeled by this formula, this equation. X stands for the years after 1988. So if X is 0, that would be equivalent to the year 1988. You plug a 0 in and you'd get 29% of the cars sold were imported that year. We want to find the year when the percentage of imports sold was 19.4. Okay, so that means the answer, P of X, is 19.4. It's equal to this formula, this function. All right, well, I could solve this, and some of you like solving it that way, making this side on the left y1 in my calculator, this side in my calculator y2, and then finding the intersection point. That's fine, but we've been talking about 0, so I'm going to put everything onto one side and make it equal to 0. I could, if you really hate using your graphic calculator, use the quadratic formula, but you're going to be dealing with these kind of messy numbers. I don't think that's very time effective. So I am going to use the calculator, and I'm going to put my y equals in here. Make sure you use the one that's equal to 0, right? And then I'm going to change my window a bit. X is the year since 1988, so it doesn't make sense to have negative numbers. And I might go 20 years out and see what happens. Scale, I can leave at 1. The y's, well, that's the percentages. I'm going to go ahead and leave the negative 10, 10 and see if I can find, see the zeros on my screen. If I can't, then I'll adjust as needed. So when I hit my calculator, or my graph button on the calculator, I get this parabola, and sure enough, I can see the zeros here, the x-intercepts, so I'm happy with my window. To use the calculator to find those, I don't use just trace, I do second and then trace to get to that calculate menu. Choose number 2, 0, and the left bound, remember that means you move to the left side of what it is you're crossing, or looking for, at this point the crossing point. So that's to the left, hit enter. Now it says, well, where's the right side of that point of interest? Okay, that would be to the right of that crossing point, hit enter. And then it says, okay, go back and guess. That looks like it's about on the x-axis. Hit enter, and then I get about 5.5. And so you can see that's what I've put here in the notes. X is 5.5. That would be the year 1988 plus that, which would tell me either 1993 or 1994. All right, and you would find the second 0 doing similar things if you needed the second answer.